I told you, lady, that I love you. If I didn't, darling, I'm sorry.
Been together forever, fuck the weather, she ain't never changed. If I lose, you ain't gon' charge it to the game. I'm the one to blame, pleasure over pain. Sorry that you came, put money over fame, never been the same. But I've been deranged, never went insane. All them darker nights, they turn to brighter days. Told you that I never leave your side. Yeah, you always on my mind. I know you down to ride. Through the winter, you a prize. Trophy in disguise, you know it's up, I never lie. Down is where they try to keep me stuck, but I'm up high. Pockets blue just like the sky. I know they wonder why. I know they wonder why.
Let's go.
Alright, bet. So, welcome to the B.M.W Trading Podcast. And on this episode, I'm going to be talking to you about the 10,000 hour rule. If you've never heard about the 10,000 hour rule, then you need to go read that, you know what I'm saying, or check that out, you know what I'm saying. So understand this real quick, bro. The 10,000 hour rule basically is explaining to you that with over 10,000 hours, like, you can master your craft. Now, I'm not knocking the 10,000 hour rule. I'm just saying that mastering is a process that you don't want to actually like put a time limit on, because like you'll forever be learning, especially in this game. Like regardless of if it's life or whether it be business, whether it be relationships, like you're gonna always be learning how to do it better or how you could have moved, or you're gonna always have like just different thoughts about the game. Like as you progress, it's always gonna change. So 10,000 hour rule is definitely a good foundation as to you developing your skill. You know what I'm saying? You developing your craft to mastery, to like the mastery level. But the 10,000 hour rule isn't always set in stone, especially if you're if you were to be practicing, but you're practicing wrong for 10,000 hours straight. Like how you expect for that to, you just mastered you mastered the craft, but you mastered it the wrong way. So I don't know, but it's like this though. You know, there's no real way, nothing is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is really like absolute, but there's been things that have been tried and tried again that are proven facts. Like if you were to, like when trading forex, like there are certain candlestick patterns that when you see them, you already know what the market is about to do. But you have to just be confident in the fact that it's about to do that, right? So you see a double bottom pattern, right? Like you know that the market is about to shoot up and go up in the right direction. So in the bull's direction. So now you want to make sure that you get into a buy. But if you don't know that, if you don't like study that, if you don't like practice the fact that that's what happens, or like practice that whole concept, then like you'll never test it out, you'll never try it, and you'll never make any money from the market. Okay? So basically what I'm trying to get at is that you want to always put time into your craft. 10,000 hours is a good amount of time to put into your craft, but it sounds like a lot. So every day, just make sure that you put time into your craft. Whether it be 30 minutes to an hour, like always just put time into your craft. Like take your time and study. Take your time and actually like practice it. Take your time and perfect your craft, because you only get better over time. You only get better when you put more and more hours in. Like you only get better when you put more and more of your effort into your craft, right? So what does mastering your craft mean? When you look at somebody like Michael Jordan, when you look at somebody like let's say Muhammad Ali, when you look at somebody like LeBron James, like I'm talking about athletes, but like even when you look at people who are like the top of the game in business, like look at Warren Buffett, or you look at Jay-Z, he's an entertainer, but he's also the best in the business when it comes to business. Like these people have mastered their arts, right? Whether it be them actually getting into, like them actually making stock trades, them actually buying businesses, or whether it be them making perfect catches, or whether it be them like actually getting perfect shots, like going 40 a night. Like things happen like that because they've mastered their craft. Like they understand the all of the variables. They understand that it takes time to get real good at something. And so what they do is they do that all the time. They do what they do all the time. Me, I trade forex all the time. Like I said, LeBron James, he's probably in the gym all the time. Whether it be him just working out, or whether it be him actually like shooting a basketball, whether him be dunking the basketball, like he's perfected each part of that, each area of that, you know. And it's mainly because he understands the value of putting in time, right? Whether it be 10,000 hours, or whether it just be, like I said, an extra hour, or extra 2 hours a day, with anything, studying, playing sports, just even skateboarding, like just thinking about certain things that you want to get better at. Putting time into it will help you get better, but you got to put time into it because you got to develop that comfortability level, and then you also got to develop your confidence in those specific areas, right? So to master your craft, like you have to, first of all, it takes time, number one. It's not going to happen overnight. But number two is like, it's important, especially when you want to be the best, all right? So perfecting your approach, right? You want to perfect your approach. That's like first of all, bro, because like a lot of times you'll get into this slump of not being good at the craft, right? Like even when it comes to trading, like sometimes I'll go on like take 6 losses in a row, like 6, 7 losses in a row. Now that's not common, and that's not what I want to do. Like it'll make somebody like it'll make me not want to trade for a long time. But it's like I have to get over that fear that I'm gonna always lose. I got to take the right approach to say that, man, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna succeed, and I'm not gonna fail at this. At something that I've already put so much time into. I've actually put my effort into it, put my heart into it. You know what I'm saying? Even when it's not trading, whether it be me rapping, like I spend time freestyling all the time. I spend time writing music all the time. Like I'm perfecting that part of my craft, like because I want to be a better rapper than I ever was. Like I don't really like compare myself to other people because it's like everybody's running at their own race or everybody's running at their own pace in their own race. So it's like you gotta just figure out where you want to go and like just keep attacking that. And it's like the only way you're gonna get there is by putting more time into it because you get 24 hours every time you wake up. And when you do, you gotta be grateful for it and go hard every day. You know, so developing your skill will take time, but it's important that you always take time to develop your skill. You feel me? Because if you don't, like I say, like you'll come 10 years into the I want to be the best rapper, and it's like you haven't even took time to develop your writing skill. You ain't took time to develop your delivery. Like you haven't took time to develop your your wordplay in general. Like it's a lot that goes into every skill, right? Like, but it's about breaking down those crafts and like figuring out what components go into it and which components you want to be you want to dominate in, right? And then like actually attacking those areas. So how to master your craft without spending 10,000 hours in it, it's all about your focus. Like I said, you can put an hour, 2 hours in it, but me, I'll spend 4 to 5 to 6 hours just freestyling. Like maybe I'm not freestyling for 6 hours straight, but I'm always finding new beats or making songs within those 4 to 5 hours, and I'm making new songs as well as I'm just freestyling over the song for 4 to 5 times, and then I'll get on the song. You know, I'm always giving more time into it. Like the focus that I have on just being a good rapper, I'm putting my energy is my whole being into that specifically. I'm only following that one course, whether it be me, like I said, me doing that, me trading, or me even doing this podcast. I'm focusing completely on executing the podcast. I don't want to have any distractions. My phones are ringing, I get text messages, but I'm not thinking about that because my main focus is having a great podcast. And it's the more podcasts I do, the better I'll get with this. And that's the goal. It's not just this is the second season. Congratulations, you know what I'm saying, to everybody who put this together. But at the same time, it's just the second season. Just imagine me on my 10th season. You know, just imagine me on my 13th season. You know what I'm saying? Everything gets better with time, but it's because I put my focus into it and my all into it that it's gonna be the best. Okay? Now, it requires your separation sometimes. Whether it be you separating from your habits, whether it be you separating from your friends, or whether it be you separating from some of your family members, whether it be you separating from your Instagram, it's gonna be a lot of different things that you have to do away with in a sense. Because everything we're trying, it's not even that it's trying to stop you, but those are just distractions that are taking your focus away from what's important. And that's you becoming the best at your craft. You become the best at your skill, whatever it is. Because this podcast, yes, about business and it's about investing, about building and manifesting your wealth, but it's also about you becoming the best version of yourself. And that's all I want for anybody who's listening to this. Understand that you have to put your focus into it, and it will require your separation. You separating from the things that you love, you making that sacrifice, right? Once you decide to start making that sacrifice, you have to do it consistently. And that's why, the continuous grind, the continuous, focus, the continuous, the continuous just effort that you put into this, it's important, and it'll stand the test of time, especially later down the line, because your confidence will grow based off of how much time and effort you put into it, because you know that you're good in this, right? So when you're doing that, you also have to have the confidence to fail, right? That's what's gonna help you. You having the confidence to fail, that comes from the confidence that you've built up over just putting time into it time and time again, right? And the main reason I'm saying that is because the more you put time into it, you know you're not bad. Like sometimes we just have bad days. Sometimes we're just not good on certain days. So you failing today is not necessarily like a huge loss. You got to give it up. You got to quit. It's more so like, okay, cool. I may not have been on my P's today, but why not? Like, what did I miss? What was I lacking at? Okay, cool. I got to work on that a little bit more. Like, don't take it as if it's bad. Always take it as if it's just a lesson, like that you can learn from. Okay, like I always take a lot of things personal. Like that's just me. Like I take things personal when I shouldn't have to, or it's not even necessary for me to take it personal. But that's just how I go about it. Just because like sometimes I feel like everybody's against me. But that's not the case. Like the universe just wants you to become better. So you got to start looking at things with a better perspective. All right. So basically, what I'm trying to say is you got to turn your failure into success. Right. Knowing that there will be a certain amount of hours at the beginning that will be you just learning for the first time, and you will fail. Like in the beginning, you're not gonna be the best. Like sometimes you'll take those losses. Like at the beginning, especially, and even like 5 years down the line, you're still gonna be taking those losses. Still not gonna be like when I'm freestyling. Sometimes like I say like garbage stuff. I be like, bro, like why do you even rap? Like what is your purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I've been around rappers that have said garbage stuff all the time. Right, I've listened to rappers still now that say garbage stuff now, and they like are at the top of the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people not always on point. Sometimes people mess up. Nobody's perfect. So it's like you gotta be okay with that in the beginning. It's like you're gonna be okay with that in the end. Like eventually people gonna not like your music no more. Eventually you're gonna grow out of style. But like when you on. When you in the beginning, like you in the beginning. When you in the end, you in the end. Like you gotta be where your feet are. You can't be always like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, always see yourself at the highest level, but just understand where you at all the time, all right? And you have to, let me say something else, right? You say, you will have absolutely no idea what you're doing sometimes. You don't. A lot of times, bro, like I've been like perfecting my flow when it comes to rapping, right? Like, a lot of times I'm just saying sounds, like I'm just getting the sounds out, like, and those sounds are creating the flow itself, and then I just add words to it. So like a lot of times I don't know what I'm saying, but it's like as I keep going with it, I eventually find out what I wanted to say. Then I say that, and I say it within the flow, and that makes a great flow, and it makes a great song, right? And that's just me with it. That's just me with music. Same thing when it comes to trading. Like sometimes I'll peep like certain liquidity lines, and it's like, okay, cool. This is where I want the money to be. This is where I want the market to come to. Now, I don't know for sure if the market is going to come there or not. That's just me, like my hypothesis, my analysis, like this is what it could be. Lately, it's always going to that same spot because I've been there and I've practiced it. I've perfected that area of my craft, like finding liquidity levels, where the market wants to stay at, where the market wants to come back to before it makes a whole nother move. Like, just understanding that the market repeats itself, just like history repeats itself. Like, just keep going. Eventually, like, you'll start to understand that everything goes in cycles. It comes and it goes, all right? Time will tell. Like, everything gets better with time. Whether it be the NBA, you see other brands like Nike, Adidas, like, music has progressed over time, movies progress over time, like, even cameras progress over time, like, the quality of cameras, pixelation, like, everything progresses with time. Time will tell you how good it will be, right? But you got to keep putting your time and keep putting your effort into it, and you can't quit. Because the time that you quit is like, the same time that you quit could be the same time that you blow up, right? And you don't ever want that, like, that regret, like, because like life comes with opportunity and choices. You get time and opportunity. Opportunity is just choices. Like, you either say yes or no. You say I'm gonna go or I'm not gonna go, right? Like, there are certain parties, certain club scenes, certain open mic nights that I should have attended, but I didn't because it's like I wasn't ready to take on that responsibility and the opportunity. I wasn't ready to take on that whole new life. But that's all you get in life is the option, the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to do something better. So it's like you gotta always take those opportunities when they arise. Once in a lifetime things, like the windows of opportunity, they open up for you, but if you don't peep those, then it's like you'll never achieve what you set out to achieve. You'll never achieve that outcome. You know, and like that's not where I want anybody to be, and I don't want you to be on this side of life where it's like you're looking, you're trying, you're searching for this opportunity to come again, and it may never do. So it's like once it arises, take control of it. Understand that you've been working for it this whole time, you've been perfecting your craft for it this whole time, and eventually the door will open up, and once it does, you attack, you run right through it. All right. Now remember, you gotta stay grateful. All right, stay grateful for all of the opportunities, like even the opportunity that you get to rap, right? Like, even the fact that you can use your voice, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you can actually put the words together the way you do, the fact that you can actually find good beats every time, the fact that you do know producers. Like, there's a lot of things to be grateful for in this industry, as well as, like, just in life in general. And the gratefulness will allow for more of that stuff to come into you. It shows that you're appreciative of the abundance that you've been receiving, especially since you started on your journey to mastering your craft. You know, like, be grateful for the process. Be grateful for who you meet on the way. Like, being grateful for, like, being able to master what you're doing, like, doing what you love, like, in an impactful way as well. Like, just starting to accept everything that's coming to you, because you deserve it all. Especially, like, when you've been working for it, you've been praying for it, you've just been on the right journey. Like, it's gonna come to you the way that you want it, but it requires your your gratitude, right? And why not? Like, why not be grateful for it? Why not be appreciative of what's going on? Like, why not actually take it for what it is and, like, actually appreciate it and move forward with it and try and become the best with it? Like, why not? Like, why are you doing what you're doing if you're not gonna take it to that next level? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you just do it just to be average, to be mediocre? Like, the goal is to be the greatest. Like, it's never just to be, you know what I'm saying, just to be the latest one, like the newest one out. Like, no, I want to be the greatest to ever come out, you know? Like, and that's with everything. You feel me? I always had that same, like, kind of mindset, that same kind of perspective, like, because it's about you and your progress, about you and your success story. Like, when you finally have your kids, you get to, like, pass on that legacy. Like, what are you gonna tell them? That you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were just trying to get by. Like, you gonna tell them, like, man, I was trying to be the best ever. Like, I was trying to reach the highest heights, like, trying to reach the highest levels. And the only way to really do that is to put your time in, put your focus in, put your effort into it, you know? And, like, you're gonna receive what you want. You're gonna receive the desired outcome. The repetition coming from the consistent repetition of that action, bro, will get you the desired outcome. You know exactly what you've been waiting for. So, that being said, make sure you master them 10,000 hours. And if you want to know more about the 10,000 hours, there's a book by Malcolm Gladwell. It's called Outliers, and he's talking about the 10,000 hour rule. So if you haven't heard about the 10,000 hour rule yet, like I say, it's not a bad idea, but 10,000 hours just seems like a lot of time. So if you break it down to, like, just today, because at the end of the day, you only got right now. You only got today. You only got this second right now. And you got to make that choice. Like, if I'm gonna do this to be great, or if I'm gonna do this just to be here. And it's on you. It's on you as an artist. It's on you as a businessman. It's on you as a family. You know, it's on you as a person. It's on you as a brother, as a sister. Like, it's on you to be the best or to not be the best. And I'm gonna leave you with that. Be smooth.
Check out Season 2 the hit B.M.W. Trading Podcast by DSCO every Wednesday on the HausHill Entertainment Networks. B.M.W. Trading Podcast helps you gain more financial literacy to a better life. Head over to www.HausHillEntertainment.com or download the free HausHill Entertainment app exclusively for iPhone and Android devices.